So, what should you think when you hear that the CEO of America's largest bank, JPMorgan Chase, has said that crypto is a complete sideshow and compares it to pet rocks? And what should you think when you hear that American personality Jim Cramer is urging crypto investors to sell while we are facing lows? Well, I have some thoughts. They might be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to go ahead and share them anyway because I think it's important to have this other point of view. So, stay tuned and we're just going to get right into it. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am Leslie Quander. So glad that you are back on this channel. We talk about personal finance. We talk about finding freedom from the 9-to-5 life. We talk about having faith. And up on my list today are just some things that I've been seeing in the news. By the way, I have to say, I write for media outlets, right? Like I'm in I'm in the media world. And so I just had some thoughts as I was reading some recent headlines, and I wanted to share them because I think if you are not into crypto, I am, it's one of the things that I'm invested in. I think diversifying is great, although I do not give financial advice on this channel. Okay, so I have to say that, but I'm into crypto. So when you see headlines, like as a person who's not into crypto from these big, finance people, I just think it's possible to feel confusion, right? And to maybe not have the whole point of view. So the first headline I want to talk about is, this is actually Bitcoin.com. And JPMorgan, I'm going to read it. JPMorgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon likens crypto to pet rocks and calls for more regulation. So I have to say, obviously, if you're the CEO of a company like JPMorgan Chase, this is somebody that has, paid his dues. This is somebody that knows a lot about finance, right? So we have to give congratulations for that kind of thing. But I just want to give another point of view to this comment. So basically what he said, and I'm going to read again, is that basically JPMorgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, CEO, said, and I'm quoting now from the story, he was asked whether the FTX meltdown is contained and does not matter, or whether he believes it is a symbol of something larger that is happening in the economy. The JPMorgan boss said, quote, crypto is a complete sideshow, okay? And you guys spend too much time on it. I've made my views perfectly clear about crypto tokens are like pet rocks and people are hyping this stuff up, end quote. That's a quote from him. So, well, it's a little harsh, okay? It's a little bit harsh. Here's what I would say. I personally would not say that cryptocurrency is like pet rocks. By the way, if you don't know, because I even kind of had to look into this a little bit. This wasn't something that was part of my life, but pet rocks were rocks that were basically useless. They were basically sold in 1975, so before many of our time, okay? And people bought them. And here's what I just want to say really quickly about this news. There are people in the crypto world who have made millions. There are people in the crypto world who have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. There are people who've made thousands of dollars. Crypto has changed people's lives. So yes, the market cap for crypto is pretty small right now. We're under about $1 trillion right now. So obviously compared to asset classes like stocks, we're just a little baby asset class, okay? But to say that it's useless and like pet rocks is just absolutely, I was going to say crazy, but I'll tone it down and just say not the best idea. Because look, if crypto is useless, why are big companies, payment giants even, why is payment giant PayPal literally allowing people to buy cryptocurrency on its platform and pay for purchases in crypto? If crypto is useless, why is Cash App now allowing people to buy Bitcoin and, purchase Bitcoin? Why are, different retailers now accepting payments in crypto, including baseball teams, right? And that's just payments. We haven't even talked about the technology. We haven't even talked about the NFT craze and how Ethereum was used to, fund those transactions. We're just, we haven't even touched the surface of what crypto can do. And it has had very real world results for people. It has really changed people's lives. It continues to. I would say for me, like it's something that has really benefited my life and the lives of, other people that I know. So yes, I do have a little bit of a personal stake in this, I have to say, but to call it like, a pet rock, I just think is a little bit of a reach. And I wanted to provide another perspective, obviously much respect to people in this industry who have worked over decades, but times do change, and I think we need to be open to new things. And by the way, speaking of open, there was another quote from Jamie Dimon that I definitely appreciated. I'm going to go back to read it again. So this is another headline. This is from 2020, but I thought this was interesting in context with what he just said. And the headline, he's talking about people with these traits succeed. Okay, he's talking about traits that you need to have for success. I'm going to read. This was CNBC. This was back in 2020. They're quoting him. And they are saying, according to Jamie Dimon, chairman and CEO of JPMorgan Chase, the most successful leaders have certain key traits. Quote, humility, openness, fairness, and being authentic are most important. And, part of that you'll see on the screen was in quotes, right? So the quote was humility, openness, fairness, and being authentic, end quote, are most important. Then he goes on to say, not being the smartest person in the room or the hardest working person in the room is what he's quoted as saying. So it's interesting to me. He says openness is important. I also agree. I think we need to be open to different points of view. And so, I would just say maybe be open, Mr. Dimon, to crypto being something at least worth attention, at least worth looking into, not like pet rocks. By the way, looks like JPMorgan Chase itself is open to crypto because, may I just say, they've just registered a wallet. So, they have crypto things going on. They're doing crypto initiatives over there. So somebody over there is open. And I would just encourage you, if you hear this, to be open when you're hearing horrible things about crypto, when you're hearing people say that it's trash, which, people say they're entitled to their opinions. Also be open to the other side. Also be open to the news headlines about all the great things that are happening. And, we'll get into it. The crypto is a very volatile sector. Obviously, you have to understand the cycles. You have to have an exit plan. That's very important. You should obviously never invest money that you can't afford to lose. These are all things we can talk about on this channel, but just to dismiss it, I am not there. And I don't think that that's the best idea right now. There's one more thing that I wanted to go over in this little brief. So there's another thing that I saw recently. This is Jim Cramer. And this is also CNBC quoting him. I'm going to read again, but basically the headline is Jim Cramer urges investors to exit crypto. Quote, it's never too late to sell, end quote. And look, that's fair, right? You can sell whenever you want. It's your money, but it's interesting to me. And again, he's, got his own show. He's obviously, very well known. So I'm saying this respectfully. I don't necessarily think that we should be telling everyone to get out of crypto. Everyone has their own investment goals. Everyone has their own time frames. Someone who's a long-term investor at this point is really probably not going to try to sell when we've lost, so much in value when it comes to, let's say, even Bitcoin, right? Because if you believe in the asset, if you believe, over time, Bitcoin will come back up as it always has, as we know, then why would you sell here, right? Why would you sell when Bitcoin is trading under, I want to say it's trading like $17,000 or around $17,000 right now as I record this video? Why would you sell here when we've seen Bitcoin at all-time highs if you believe in the space? And so to urge everyone to sell, I think is a little bit premature. He's also quoted in this story as saying, quote, it's never too late to sell an awful position, and that's what you have if you own these so-called digital assets, end quote. This is CNBC quoting him. I will say there's one more thing that I wanted to point out. Earlier this year, Jim Cramer himself said that he was invested in cryptocurrency and actually sold, right? So he sold earlier, which good for him. Again, everyone has their own investment time frames. Taking profit is important. I believe in that as well. But he used apparently the proceeds, he said, to buy a farm, which awesome. Congratulations. So here's what I would say. If it's not really a useful asset, if it's not something that can help you, but you manage to sell it to buy a farm, I don't know. Seems pretty, useful to me. Seems like it helped your life pretty well, right? And so I just want to say, if you are interested in cryptocurrency, people have used it. Maybe they're in and out of the market on shorter time frames. Maybe they're staying in the market for longer time frames, but there are use cases for cryptocurrency. Obviously, there's a lot of utility. There's some things that we need to get right in the market in terms of cleansing bad actors, in terms of avoiding scams, all of those things. But again, I don't think this is the time to throw out this asset class. I don't think this is the time to panic. I think this is the time to learn, to build, and to have a sense of openness. Okay, to have a sense of openness. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you like this video, feel free to like it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please follow along and let me know what you think, because look, I am all about openness, right? Like, this is something I think we should hear both sides from all people. So are you of the opinion, if you're trying to build wealth, if you're trying to find financial freedom, that crypto is maybe something you're interested in? Are you also one of these people though who's like, never mind, ew, I don't like it? Look, it's your life. Anything is fine, but I would love to know what you think. I would love to know if you agree with the statements that we heard today, or whether you might have a little bit of a different perspective. Okay, so let me know in the comments, and thanks for tuning in. Please feel free to tune in again, and I will see you soon. Okay, thanks for watching, and bye for now.